Hey everyone, Little Shelder here. Halloween is right around the corner, and I was trying to think of a fun way to spend it since, you know, the whole social distancing thing, and I thought, what better way to spend Halloween than alone in your bedroom, shiny hunting Pokemon that could remind you of the holiday that we're all missing out on this year. Here are 50 fun shiny hunts you can do this Halloween season to distract yourself from the fact that you can't actually celebrate it. This list will be in Pokédex order. Ghastly is an obvious choice for a Halloween hunt. It's the OG ghost Pokemon and the first one that comes to mind for most people when talking about ghost types. In Gold and Silver, Ghastly can be found in Sprout Tower and Tin Tower. In Crystal, it can also be found in those two locations, but it can additionally be found on Route 31, 32, and 36. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, Ghastly can be found in the Lost Cave and in Pokemon Tower. In Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you can only find Ghastly in the Lost Tower. In Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, it can be found on Route 209, in the Lost Tower, and in the Old Chateau. In Platinum, it can still be found in the Lost Tower and the Old Chateau, but it can additionally be found in Eterna Forest and TURNBACK Cave. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Ghastly can be found in Bell Tower and Sprout Tower. In Pokemon White, you can find Ghastly in White Forest. In Pokemon X and Y, Ghastly is not available in the wild. However, you can hunt Haunter if you want to on routes 14 and 19 in the Frost Cavern and on Victory Road. In Sun and Moon, you can find it at HAU'OLI Cemetery, Memorial Hill, and PELAGO. In Ultra Sun and Moon, you can still find Ghastly at HAU'OLI Cemetery and Memorial Hill, but you can also find it on Route 1. In Sword and Shield, you can find Ghastly in Giant Seat, HAMMERLOCK Hills, North Lake, MILOCH, and in WATCHTOWER Ruins. Drowsy is my least favorite Pokemon of all time due to my irrational fear of tapers, but it's undoubtedly known for being creepy. Hypno even has a creepypasta based on it called HYPNO'S Lullaby, where it tricks children away from their home for them to never return. In all Johto games, Generation 2 and 4, Drowsy can be found on routes 11, 34, and 35. In Crystal, it can be found in all of these locations, but also on Route 6. In Fire Red and Leaf Green and the Let's Go games, it can be found on Route 11. However, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, it can also be found in the Berry Forest. In Sinnoh, Drowsy can be found on Route 215 in all games. Drowsy is not available in Oros, however, you can hunt Hypno on Route 121. In all of the Alola games, Drowsy can be found on Route 2. I love Mr. Mime, but most people find it extremely unsettling and a little bit scary. Coulrophobia, or the fear of clowns, is one of the most common fears, making Mr. Mime the perfect creepy target for Halloween. In all versions of Johto, Generations 2 and 4, Mr. Mime can be hunted in the wild on Route 21. Additionally, you can soft reset for Mr. Mime at the Celadon City Game Corner for 3,333 coins in every Johto game except for Crystal. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, you can find Mr. Mime on Route 2. In Diamond and Platinum, Mime can be found on Route 218, and in Diamond, it can also be found on Route 222. However, if you want to hunt Mr. Mime in Pearl, you can only do so by hunting Mime Jr. in Trophy Garden or breeding. Mime Jr. can be found in Trophy Garden across all Sinnoh games. In X and Y, you can hunt for Mr. Mime in Reflection Cave. In Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Mime can be found in HAU'OLI City and Pelago. In the Let's Go games, for whatever reason, Mime has moved from Route 2 to 11. Finally, in Sword and Shield, you can hunt Mr. Mime on Route 10 and at the Lake of Outrage. However, this will yield you a Galarian Mr. Mime. If you want a Cantonian one, you're gonna have to breed for it. Eevee is on this list because you cannot hunt Umbreon outside of Sword and Shield as a strong encounter. Umbreon would make for the perfect witch's companion with its black fur and striking red eyes. In all Johto games, Eevee is a gift Pokemon from Bill. You can soft reset for Eevee and Goldenrod using this method. In all games mentioned, leaving out Crystal, you can also soft reset for Eevee at the Game Corner in Celadon City for 6,666 coins. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, you can also hunt for Eevee in the Game Corner. In Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you can hunt for Eevee in the Trophy Garden. In Black and White 2, Eevee is only available to catch in Castelia City. I'm sorry in advance for butchering all of the town names from X and Y, but in X and Y, Eevee can be caught on Route 10 in CAMPHRIER Town, CYLLAGE City, AMBRETTE Town, GEOSENGE Town, COUMARINE City, and COURIWAY Town. In Oros, Eevee can be caught on Route 116. In all Alola games, Eevee can be found on Route 4, 6, and in Paniola Ranch. In Sword and Shield, Eevee can be found on Route 4. Umbreon can be found on the Lake of Outrage, and you can also get them in max raid battles in Giant Mirror, but that's no fun in my opinion. I would much rather soft reset for an Umbreon. Mewtwo has one of the saddest, creepiest backstories out of any of the legendary Pokemon. It's known for being a failed science experiment when trying to clone Mew. Its dark, scary past is what earned it its spot on this list. If you'd like to hunt Mewtwo, in Fire Red, Leaf Green, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you can find it in Cerulean Cave. You can also hunt for Mewtwo in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in the Wormhole. Hoothoot is known as the creepy owl Pokemon. Many people find owls to be unsettling, and with Hoothoot and Noctowl's huge eyes, I can see why people would find them creepy. Personally, I love Hoothoot, and I could see it being a companion to a witch or a wizard this time of year. And holy guacamole is this thing in a ton of locations. Across all Johto games, Hoothoot can be found on routes 1, 2, 29, 30, 31, 35, 36, 37, and in National Park. In Crystal, it can also be found on routes 5, 25, 26, 27, 32, 34, 38, 39, 43, Alex Forest, and the Lake of Rage. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it can also be found on routes 3, 5, 6, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 32, 34, 38, 39, 43, 47, 48, Cerulean City, Cherry Grove City, Fuchsia City, Alex Forest, Lake of Rage, New Bark Town, Pallet Town, Pewter City, Safari Zone, Violet City, Viridian City, and Viridian Forest. In Emerald, Hoothoot can be found in the Safari Zone. In all Sinnoh games, Hoothoot can be found on Route 210 and in the Great Marsh, as well as Eterna Forest and Route 205 in Platinum. In all Generation 5 games, you can only hunt Noctowl, not Hoothoot, unless you decide to breed. In Black and White, Noctowl can be found in the Abundant Shrine, and in Black and White 2, it can be found in the Nature Preserve. In Ultra Sun and Moon, Hoothoot can be found in the Lush Jungle and Pelago. In Sword and Shield, you can find Hoothoot easily on routes 1 and 2 and in the Slumbering Wheel, Dapple Grove, and Giant's Cap. The Spinarak line is the original spider line, perfect for a fun Halloween hunt. Not to mention, Spinarak and Ariados both have gorgeous purple shinies, which makes them look even more spooky. Spinarak can be found in Gold, Heart Gold, and Crystal on routes 2, 30, 31, and 37. In Crystal, it can also be found on routes 29, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, and National Park. In Heart Gold, you can also find it on Route 1, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 21, 22, 26, 27, 47, and 48, as well as Cherry Grove City, Eckertique City, Fuchsia City, New Bark Town, Pallet Town, Safari Zone Gate, Viridian City, and Viridian Forest. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, it can be found in Pattern Bush, and in Emerald, it can be found in the Safari Zone. Across all Sinnoh games, Generation 5 and Generation 6, you can only find Ariados. In Sinnoh, you can find it on Route 229. In Black and White 1, you can find it in the Dream Yard. In X and Y, you can find it in Termius Cave and Victory Road. And in Oros, you can find it in Sky Pillar. In all of the Alola titles, Spinarak can be found on Route 1. Murkrow is on this list for obvious reasons. Crows, creepy. Crows wearing witch hats, even creepier. Murkrow fits perfectly with the theme of Halloween. Murkrow can be found on routes 7 and 16 in Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver, and additionally on Route 18 in the Generation 2 games. In Fire Red, it can be found in the Lost Cave, and in Diamond, it can be found in Eterna Forest and the Lost Tower. In Black, you can find it in the Abundant Shrine, and in X and Y, it can be found on routes 15 and 16. In Sun and Moon, you can find it in Vast Pony Canyon and Pelago, but in Ultra Sun and Moon, you can only find it in HAU'OLI Cemetery. Mischievous is the perfect mix of ghost and witch. It's almost like this Pokemon was designed for Halloween. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of the shiny, but the Pokemon in general hits the nail on the head when it comes to Halloween theming. In Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver, you can find Mischievous at Mount Silver, and additionally in Cliff Cave in the Generation 4 games. In Leaf Green, it can be located in the Lost Cave, and in Pearl, it can be found in Eterna Forest and the Lost Tower. In White, you can find it in the Abundant Shrine, and in Oris, it can be found on routes 114 and 115. In Sun and Moon, its location is the HAU'OLI Cemetery, and in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's in Pony Meadow and Pelago. Unknown are notorious for being unsettling and mysterious. To top it off, they can only be found in creepy remote locations in the game. In all Johto games, Unknown can be found in the Ruins of Alph. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, they can be found in Tanoby Ruins. Across all Sinnoh games, they can be found in Solocian Ruins, and in Oros, you can find them in Mirage spots. Galarian Corsola is one of the coolest new Ghost-type Pokemon of Generation 8. I love the idea of taking a cute but forgettable Water-type and literally killing it and giving it an evolution. Galarian Corsola can only be found in Shield at the Giant's Mirror. Nincada is on this list for one reason and one reason only: Shedinja. Shedinja is one of the coolest concepts for a Pokemon ever, really. When you evolve your Nincada, if you have an open slot in your party, a new extra Pokemon will appear, that being Shedinja. If your Nincada is shiny, you get a free shiny Shedinja. Shedinja is the Nincada's shell that it shed when evolving, but it's a really creepy ghost type with a halo and a hollow back, making it look like something straight out of a nightmare. In all Hoenn games, Nincada can be found on Route 116. In all Sinnoh games, it can only be found in Eterna Forest, and in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it can only be found in the national park. In X and Y, you can find it on Route 6. In Sword and Shield, you can find it on Route 5, in the South Lake MILOCH, and on West Lake AXEWELL. Cacnea is the cutest little haunted plant to ever exist. Cacnea and Cacturn give off the perfect autumn/Halloween vibe. I would not want to run into either of them on a haunted farm at night. Cacnea can be found in all Hoenn games on Route 111 and all Sinnoh games on Route 228. Lunatone is an obvious choice for a Halloween hunt since it's a crescent moon. It's a beautiful Pokemon and its shiny gives off a more somber look, perfect for Halloween. In both Sapphire and Alpha Sapphire, you can find Lunatone in Meteor Falls. In all Sinnoh games, it can be found at Lake ACUITY, Lake VALOR, Lake VERITY, Mount CORNET, SENDOFF Spring, and TURNBACK Cave. In both UNOVA games, you can find it on Route 13, Giant Chasm, and in one additional location in Black and White 2, being Route 22. In X and Y, it can be found in Glittering Cave, and in Shield, you can find it on Route 8 and in Giant's Cap. Shuppet and Banette are based on Possessed Toys, one of the oldest scary story tropes to date. Their shinies are awesome, they're cute but creepy at the same time, and would make the perfect addition to anyone's Halloween dream team. In all Hoenn games, Shuppet can be found on routes 121, 123, and Mount Pyre, with the exception of Ruby, where it can only be found on Mount Pyre. In Black and White, you can find Shuppet on Route 13, and in Ultra Sun and Moon, it can be found at the Thrifty Mega Mart. In all Sinnoh games, Black and White 2, and Pokemon X and Y, you cannot find Shuppet in the wild, however, you can find Banette. If you'd like to find Banette in Sinnoh, head to routes 225 and 226, and in Just Diamond and Pearl, you can also head to Route 227 and Stark Mountain. If you'd like to find Banette in Black and White 2, you can only find one on Victory Road or at the Strange House, and in X and Y, you can find Banette at Pokemon Village. Duskull's entire evolution line is creepy, but Duskull itself has some pretty unsettling Pokedex entries. One being, Duskull wanders lost among the deep darkness of midnight. There is an oft-told admonishment given to misbehaving children that this Pokemon will spirit away bad children who earn scoldings from their mothers. Another being, a glare from its single scarlet eye makes even burly grown-ups freeze in utter fear. It is a nocturnal Pokemon that roams about under the cloak of darkness. Pretty scary if you ask me. In Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and in Oros, you can find Duskull on Mount Pyre and additionally on routes 121 and 123 in the original Ruby. In Diamond and Pearl, you can find it on Route 224, and in Platinum, you can find it on Route 209, Lost Tower, and Turnback Cave. In both Generation 8 games, it can be found on Route 6, Giant's Cap, Monostoke Riverbank, and Watchtower Ruins, and additionally, in Sword only, it can be found in the Dusty Bowl and the Giant Seat. Absol isn't a creepy Pokemon by any means, but its shiny is just the cutest orange, making it a fun autumn or Halloween hunt for anyone who just wants to get into the spirit of the season. In all Hoenn games, Absol can be found on Route 120. In Diamond and Pearl, you can find it on Route 213, and in Platinum, you can find it in Mount Cornet. Absol is all over the place in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It can be found in Cerulean Cave, Cliff Cave, Dark Cave, Diglett's Cave, Ice Path, Mount Moon, Mount Mortar, Mount Silver, Rock Tunnel, Seafoam Islands, Slowpoke Well, Toho Falls, Union Cave, Whirl Islands, and Victory Road. In both Generation 5 games, you can find one on Route 13, and in Black and White, you can find one in Giant Chasm, and in Black and White 2 on Route 14. In X and Y, you can find it on Route 8, and in both Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, you can find it on Route 14, Tapu Village, and Mount Lanakila. Snorunt itself isn't really a Halloween Pokemon. However, if you happen to get a female Snorunt and evolve it with a Dawnstone, it'll evolve into a Frostlass. Frostlass is an unsettling ghost and ice-type Pokemon. It's said to be the soul of a woman who went missing on a snowy mountain. Its favorite food is the soul of the men it captures. In all Sinnoh games, you can find Snorunt on Route 16, 17, Acuity Lakefront, and additionally in Platinum, you can also find them at Lake Acuity. In Oros, you can find one at Shoal Cave, and in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, you can find them on Route 14, Tapu Village, and Mount Lanakila. In Sword and Shield, you can find one on Route 8, Rolling Fields, South Lake MILOCH, East Lake Axewell, Dappled Grove, West Lake Axewell, Giant's Cap, Giant Seat, Hammerlock Hills, North Lake MILOCH, and Watchtower Ruins. Drifloon is notorious for stealing children and killing them. It has a few unsettling dex entries reading, "It is whispered that any children who mistakes Drifloon for a balloon and holds onto it could wind up missing." Another Pokedex entry reads, "Because of the way it floats aimlessly, an old folk tale calls it a signpost for wandering spirits." Another saying that it likes to grab the hands of small children and drag them to the afterlife. All of these entries sound more like scary stories to tell in the dark, making Drifloon the perfect target this Halloween season. In all Sinnoh Sinnoh games, you can only find Drifloon at Valley Windworks on Fridays, where you can soft reset for it, which is a really fun hunt. In UNOVA, you can only find Drifblim in the wild, but it can be found on routes 13 and 14, and in Black and White 1, you can also find it in the Giant Chasm, and in Black and White 2, you can find it at Reversal Mountain. In Pokemon X and Y, it can be found on Route 8. In Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, you can find it in HAU'OLI Cemetery, and additionally on Route 1 in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. In Sword and Shield, it can be found on Route 5, South Lake MILOCH, North Lake MILOCH, Watchtower Ruins, Challenge Beach, Fields of Honor, Honeycomb Island, Insular Sea, Loop Lagoon, and Workout Sea. Glameow is the perfect black cat Pokemon. I can see any witch wanting to make one its companion. I know I would. Glameow can be found in Pokemon Pearl on routes 218 and 222, and in Oris you can find them in Mirage spots. Spiritomb is 108 trapped souls. Its dex entry reads, "It was bound to a fissure in an old keystone as punishment for misdeeds 500 years ago." Sounds pretty spooky to me. It also has an amazing shiny and the perfect typing for some Halloween fun. You can only find Spiritomb in 2 locations, and both of them require you to soft reset for it. In Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you can find it on Route 209, and in Oros, you can find it in Sea Mauville. Riolu and Lucario are known as the Anubis Pokemon. Anubis is, to quote from Wikipedia, the Egyptian god of mummification and the afterlife, as well as the patron god of lost souls and the helpless. That's a pretty terrifying god to be based on, earning them a spot on this list. In all Sinnoh games, you can soft reset the egg that Riley gives you on Iron Island if you hate yourself, or you can just breed the Riolu that you received from the egg. In Black and White, you can find one in Challenger's Cave, and in Black and White 2, it can be found on Flossusy Ranch. In X and Y, you can find it on Route 22. In Alola, Riolu is not available, but you can find Lucario in Pony Grove. In Sword and Shield, you can find Riolu in Giant's Cap. Rotom is made entirely of plasma and is known for infiltrating electronic devices to cause mischief and mayhem. Not to mention, it can be hunted in the Old Chateau for the added spooky effect. As I just said, you can find Rotom in the Old Chateau in all Sinnoh games and soft reset for it. In all Unova games, you're given a Rotom on Route 15, which you can breed with a Ditto for a shiny. In X and Y, you can find one in the Lost Hotel, and in Ultra Sun and Moon, you can find one on Pony Gauntlet. In Sword and Shield, you can find one on the Lake of Outrage. Did you know that Giratina is one of the most evil Pokemon to ever be created? It's said that it was banished to the Distortion World for its violence. The Distortion World is the world opposite of the one that Pokemon takes place, and appears to be one giant cemetery. I just want to preface this by saying all the locations I'm about to list are obviously reset hunts. In all Sinnoh games, you can find Giratina in Turnback Cave, and additionally in Platinum, you can find it in the Distortion World. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Giratina can be found in the Sinjo Ruins, and in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you can find Giratina in the Ultra Space through the wormhole hunting. Darkrai, ooh woo. Darkrai is well known as the Nightmare Pokemon. It chases people from its territory, lulling them to sleep and then torturing them with nightmares. Not to mention, it's an absolutely stunning Pokemon, and its shiny makes it fit the Halloween theme even more with its purple coloring. Darkrai can only be found in the Sinnoh games on New Moon Island. Munna is known as the Dream Eater Pokemon. When a Munna eats your dreams, you completely forget what you dreamt about. It is also known for eating people's nightmares so they don't have to remember them. While it's not a scary Pokemon, I think it definitely fits the bill, and its green shiny adds to the Halloween vibes it was already giving off. In Generation 5, you can find Munna in the Dream Yard. In Oros, it can be found in Mirage spots. In Sword and Shield, you can find Munna in Rolling Fields, East Lake Axewell, Slumbering Weald, Axewell's Eye, Bridge Field, Giant's Cap, Giant Seat, and Stony Wilderness. Yamask, Cofagrigus, and Runagrigus are known for wandering the ruins of ancient civilizations. It's said that Yamask used to be human and is haunted by the memories of it. If you take the mask from Yamask and wear it, the mask cries. If you get too close to a Cofagrigus, it will swallow you and turn you into a mummy. If you touch Runarigus, you'll be shown the horrific memories painted on it. All of these Pokemon are scary, earning its spot on this list. In both Generation 5 games, you can find Yamask in the Relic Castle. In Oros, you can find Cofagrigus in the Mirage spots, and in Sword and Shield, you can find Galarian Yamask in Route 6. Zorua is the illusion Pokemon, known for transforming into other beings. It's said it will oftentimes transform into a silent child. Kind of eerie, yeah? I also think Zorua would make the perfect witch companion, similar to Glameow and the Hoot Hoot line. In Black and White, Zorua is a gift Pokemon in Castelia City that you can get from transferring over Celebi using the transfer machine. In Oros, you can find Zorua on Route 101, and in Ultra Sun and Moon, you can find him on Route 1. In Sword and Shield, you can find one in the Forest of Focus. In X and Y, you cannot find Zorua, but you can find Zoroark on Route 20 and in the Pokemon Village. Gothita is on this list because visually it fits the bill. The whole line is based on the goth fashion style, perfect for the Halloween season. season. In all Generation 5 games, Gothita is available on routes 5 and 16, and additionally in Black and White 2, it can be found in the Strange House. In Oros, you can find Gothita on route 102, in Sun and Moon on route 6, and in Sword and Shield in Giant's Cap. In X and Y, Gothita is not available in the wild, however, Gotharita is. You can find it on route 20 and in the Pokemon Village. Joltik evolves into Galvantula, a giant spider. What's more frightening than that? I wouldn't want to be anywhere near a spider that's almost 3 feet in height. In all of the UNOVA games, you can find Joltik in Chargestone Cave. In Oros, it can be found on route 116. In Sword and Shield, you can find Joltik on route 4, Rolling Fields, South Lake Milloch, East Lake Axewell, Dappled Grove, West Lake Axewell, Giant's Cap, Giant's Mirror, and North Lake Milloch. In Sword and Shield, you can also find Galvantula on route 7 and in the Lake of Outrage. The Algeum evolutionary line is based on extraterrestrials, which is a reoccurring theme in suspense and horror film. For whatever reason, life outside of Earth is scary to many. What better way to scare yourself a little bit than hunt some aliens? In all Generation 5 titles, Algeum can be found in Celestial Tower. In Oros, you can find it on route 121 and on Mount Pyre. In Ultra Sun and Moon, you can find it on Mount HAU'OLI, and in Sword and Shield, you can find it in Bridgefield and Monostoke Riverbank. The Litwick evolutionary line is based on possessed candles and chandeliers. It's said that they use their light to suck the life energy out of people and Pokemon that come near it. In all Generation 5 games, Litwick can be found in Celestial Tower, and in Black and White 2, it can additionally be found in the Strange House. In X and Y, Litwick can be found in the Lost Hotel, and in Ultra Sun and Moon, you can find it in HAU'OLI Cemetery. You can also find Litwick in Bridgefield and Monostoke Riverbank in Sword and Shield. Golett is based on ancient sciences that are no longer understood by current society. It's a being made out of clay with energy that cannot be explained running through it. It's been said that they are thousands of years old and may run out of energy at some point. Pretty spooky if you ask me. In all UNOVA games, you can find Golett in Dragon Spiral Tower, and in Black and White 2, you can find Golurk in Victory Road. In X and Y, you can find Golett on Route 10, and in Ultra Sun, it can be found in Hyana Desert. In Sword and Shield, you can find it on Route 8, Rolling Fields, Dappled Grove, Giant's Cap, Giant Sea, North Lake Milloch, Stony Wilderness, and Watchtower Ruins. All Generation 6 starters are based on RPG classes, Fennekin's being the Mage, which is commonly associated with witches. When the Fennekin line is shiny, its fiery colors turn gray, purple, and red, making it look like a witch. This Pokemon is probably the closest we have to a witch Pokemon, making it probably one of the most fitting Pokemon on this list. I even soft reset for a shiny Fennekin in X and Y and got it in 2,199 encounters, and it was totally worth it. That thing is beautiful. You can soft reset for Fennekin on 2 occasions in X and Y. Once at the start of the game to use as your starter, and again at the end of the game in Vanillaville Town if you chose Froakie as your starter. In Ultra Sun and Moon, you can also find Delphox in Ancient Pony Path, where you can either hunt that or breed your Delphox for a shiny Fennekin. Scatterbug is on this list because it's much easier to hunt than the real target, Vivillon. Vivillon is on this list because its dex number is 666, also known as the number of the beast. In X and Y, you can find Scatterbug on Route 2 and in Santaloon Forest. In Ultra Sun and Moon, it can be found in HAU'OLI City. Honedge is a possessed sword that drains the life from its wielder. As it evolves, it only gets more evil. Doublade uses its 2 blades to cut its opponents to ribbons, and Aegislash uses its spectral power to manipulate people and Pokemon. On top of being pretty evil, Aegislash has the perfect shiny for Halloween. Its black and red coloring makes it look straight out of a horror film. In X and Y, Honedge can be found on Route 6, and in all of the Alola games, you can find one in Akala Outskirts. In Sword and Shield, you can find one in Hammerlock Hills. In Sword and Shield, you can also find a Doublade on the Lake of Outrage. Phantump is the ghost stump Pokemon. According to locals, Phantump are stumps possessed by spirits of children who went missing in the woods. Scary stuff. In X and Y, you can find Phantump on Route 16 and Trevenant on Route 20. In Oros, Phantump can be found in Petalburg Woods. In all Alola games, you can find Phantump at Memorial Hill and additionally in Ultra Sun and Moon in Tapu Village. In Sword and Shield, you can find Phantump in Glimwood Tangle. Wandering spirits are placed into Pumpkaboo to move on to the afterlife. Also, Pumpkaboo are jack-o'-lanterns. They're pretty much the definition of a Halloween Pokemon. If this list had a mascot, it would definitely be a Pumpkaboo. In X and Y, you can find Pumpkaboo on Route 16, and in Sword and Shield, you can find it on Route 4, Giant's Mirror, and in Hammerlock Hills. While Rockruff doesn't really fit the bill as a Halloween Pokemon, Midnight Form Lycanroc definitely does. Midnight Lycanroc's design is heavily influenced by werewolves, which are a Halloween favorite. In all Alola games, you can find Rockruff on 10 Carat Hill, and additionally in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you can find it on Route 1. In Sword and Shield, you can find one on Challenge Road, where you can also soft reset for a Midnight Lycanroc. You can also find Lycanroc in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in Vast Pony Canyon. Dewpider and Araquanid are based on spiders, which are obviously heavily associated with Halloween. However, that's not the only reason they're on this list. They also have the perfect purple and orange shiny forms, making them even more fitting for the season. Also, if you ask me, Dewpider almost looks like he's wearing a little vampire cape. That's so cute. In all Alola games, you can find Dewpider in Brooklet Hill and Araquanid in Mally Garden. You can also find Araquanid in Hey Beach in Ultramoon. In Sword and Shield, you can find Dewpider on Route 5, Monostoke Riverbank, and Stony Wilderness. You can also find Araquanid on the Lake of Outrage. Sandygast hides itself in the sand and controls those who mistakenly touch its shovel. It also has an amazing black colored shiny, perfect for Halloween. Sandygast can be found in both Alola games, on Hano Beach, and additionally on Route 15 in Ultramoon. In Sword and Shield, you can find it on Loop Lagoon. Minior is honestly more so just on this list for how it looks. It is the perfect black shiny. Its main color is black and has accents of every other color it could be. Along with being a black shiny, it also has a slightly unsettling face, which earned its spot on this list. You can find Minior in all Alola games on Mount Hakulani. This Pokemon, like Pumpkaboo, is an obvious choice for this list. Mimikyu is adorable and has a very creepy origin story, and it has an amazing shiny. Mimikyu's Sundex entry reads, "Its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw what was under its rag was overwhelmed by terror and died from shock." In all Alola games, you can find Mimikyu at the Thrifty Megamart, and additionally in Ultra Sun and Ultramoon, you can find it on Hey Beach. In Sword and Shield, you can find it in Giant's Mirror. In my opinion, Dhelmise has one of the most beautiful shinies of Generation 7. This Pokemon is said to be pieces from a sunken pirate ship and seaweed being reborn as a ghost Pokemon. Also, I caught a shiny one in Sword and Shield, and I named it Will Turner, like Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought that was really funny, so I just wanted to throw that in there. Anyways, in all Alola games, you can find Dhelmise in Seafolk Village, and in Sword and Shield, it can be found on Route 9 and on Challenge Beach. Guzzlord is the Ultra Beast known for always eating. It is said that it can swallow entire buildings and even mountains. However, it's not only on this list for being scary, it also has an orange shiny, which is perfect for Halloween. In Sun and Moon, you can hunt Guzzlord in Resolution Cave, and in Ultra Sun and Moon, you can hunt Guzzlord in Ultra Space Wormholes. Rookity is on this list because it's easier to hunt than Corviknight. Corviknight is the true target of this hunt, being that it's a giant raven. It looks like something straight out of Dark Souls. Sword and Shield are the only games we're going to be talking about for the rest of this video since we're nearing the end of the Pokedex. Rookity can be found on Route 1, 2, 3, Slumbering Weald, and Monostoke Riverbank. Corvisquire can be found in Giant's Mirror, Hammerlock Hills, and Monostoke Riverbank. Corviknight can be found on Route 7, Slumbering Weald, Dusty Bowl, and Lake of Outrage. While Blipbug and Dottler don't really fit the list, it's much easier to hunt them than Orbeetle, the actual target. Orbeetle is a bug Pokemon based on a UFO, and when it Gigantamaxes, that becomes even more apparent. Its Gigantamax form is equally terrifying and awesome. It's definitely the cause of most crop circles in the Galar region. Blipbug can be found on routes 1, 2, Slumbering Weald, Giant's Cap, Challenge Beach, Challenge Road, Fields of Honor, Honeycomb Island, Insular Sea, Loop Lagoon, Stepping Stone Sea, Training Lowlands, and Workout Sea. Dottler can be found on Route 5, Giant's Cap, Giant's Mirror, and Stony Wilderness. Orbeetle can be found in Slumbering Weald and the Lake of Outrage. Sinistea and Poltegeist are some of the most original looking ghost types of Pokemon so far, based on a cursed tea set. These Pokemon are the perfect mix of spooky and cute. You can find Sinistea in Glimwood Tangle. Hatenna and its evolutionary line are our newest edition of witch Pokemon, earning them a spot on this list. Hatenna can be found in Hammerlock Hills, Monostoke Outskirts, and Stony Wilderness. Hattrem can be found in Glimwood Tangle and in the Dusty Bowl, and Hatterene can be found at the Lake of Outrage. The Impidimp line is my favorite new set of Pokemon introduced in Generation 8. They're so creepy but cute at the same time. This line is known for being sly and cunning as it tries to lure people into the woods. Impidimp can be found at Giant's Mirror, Hammerlock Hills, Monostoke Outskirts, and the Stony Wilderness. Morgrem can be found in Glimwood Tangle, and Grimmsnarl can be found at the Lake of Outrage. And there you have it, 50 Pokemon that would be really fun to shiny hunt for Halloween. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for similar content along with pretty regular shiny hunting streams. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.